welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just continuing what we were doing yesterday, making more tucks and belly bands for the rest of my journal. I just thought I was going kind of long yesterday for the video, so I cut it short. One thing I did though off camera, I added these little candy trinkets that I got from the Goodwill actually, and then these bells also, so it sounds like that, see? So they're charms. And the bells I got actually off of dollar store tags that I have, but yeah, I cut them all off, and I just liked that they were silver, because a lot of the dollar store bells are either green or red, but I liked these silver ones, but I like that, super cute and Christmassy. So that's all I did off camera, but I completely stopped with the whole, what I was doing with making the tucks and belly bands, because I wanted to do that on camera with you guys. So the last one we did on camera was this one, and so now I'm going to go with this next one. And I have all my kind of stuff up here. I'm going to get all my ribbons out, because I'll probably use them. And I've got my fabrics, which I still need to use. Let me just put this right here while I'm looking to see. And I already got my papers out of here and everything. Here they are. There's like some more papers. I was like, where'd they go? That from yesterday that I'm gonna grab out. Not that I'm gonna use the little ones today, but I wanted to make sure I had at least this other Candyland one out ready, because I'm sure I'll use it. Okay, so the next one is a belly band that's going to be vertical. So what do I want to do? Let's see. Maybe I'll do fabric, and usually I do like lace with fabric or just plain fabric, but maybe I'll do some pretty ribbon with it, maybe like either this red gingham ribbon, or maybe gold. And this is my favorite gold. I should have got more. I got it at Walmart, so I can probably just go and get some more. Which I really like that one too, but I love how sparkly that one is. Which one? I think I like the gingham one better for this print. But for like this print, I would definitely use one of the gold ones for sure, because of the yellow gold in there. Like, it's just pretty. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So let's just see. It's about, so if we do like 5 inches, it should be, you know, good. I'm just going to put that there kind of like a bookmark, so I don't have to try to find my exact spot, because I need a little bit of room. But see, I've got like my distressing ink and like all sorts of stuff, but ready to go. Okay. Okay, so I'm just using this to measure. So 5 inches should be good lengthwise across. It's still a little long, but And I should have got my roller cutter out. You know what? I'm going to do that because... Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. I'm sorry, guys. I bumped it again. I tried not to bump it, and yet I bumped it again. Sorry, guys. Okay. Alright, so making sure it's lined up. Because, yeah, it moved. Alright. And then, whoops. Alright. And I don't want it this thick. And I don't want this part on here. I'm going to have it up there lined up so I can line it up with my ruler right there. There. So that's garbage. Maybe I'll just cut it under the snowdrift. So let me square it up and then there. I've got this little bit of fabric if I want to use randomly somewhere. But I don't know, that still seems a little thick to me. Let me see. Let me put it in and see. Yeah, I mean, it's still a little thick. I don't usually like them super thick when it's width-wise. When it's length, I like it a little bit thicker because it's like longer. But when it's not very wide and you have it super wide, like I don't like that. Okay. No, but I like the little, it's like lights, but just gonna drop some. It's okay, I'll just get it off. Just went over it twice to make sure it fully cut off. There, that's better. That's not near as thick. Okay. Now I'm going to be measuring. It's all twisted. And I always measure it slightly longer because I find after I glue it down, sometimes it shrinks up, sometimes it actually lengthens, but I don't know. Most of the time it just kind of shortens up on me a little bit, and I like it a little bit longer because then I can trim it up so it fits like perfect, you know? So, and yeah, if I was more of a measurer, it would probably turn out perfect all the time, but that's another thing. Like, see, this edge didn't come quite perfect, even though I, should have, but didn't. And that's one reason why I like using lace or ribbon or some sort of fabric on top of fabric or even paper, because it just covers up all the little things, all the imperfections, and just gives it a more finished look, you know? Like it wasn't meant to always have that. Okay. And I'm doing these sides first, so then when I lay these ones on top, I think it'll look better. think it looks better when the longer length ones are on top. So that's what I'm doing. And I got this ribbon at Walmart, if you're wondering. Actually, I got all these ribbons at Walmart except for this more vintage Ofre one. I got it from Goodwill and I got 2 of them. But all these other Christmassy ribbons I got at Walmart recently. It's in one of my haul videos. Definitely recommend watching my haul videos because it'll show you where I've gotten most of my things that I'm using for this junk journal. Because I got a lot of stuff specifically for this junk journal. I got them from lots of places. Dollar Tree, Goodwill, Walmart, Hobby Lobby. Yeah, lots of places. Just making sure it wasn't like gluing down to this, because that happens sometimes. So you know, it's a little bit of overhang everywhere, but then I just go through and I turn it upside down because then I can see the overhang better. And then I can get it cut perfect. Oh, it keeps moving. There's one little piece. Doesn't want to be cut. I'm like, tough. Will be cut. Okay. Okay, so now I got all these tiny little pieces of ribbon. Like nothing major. So if you're worried about wasting any little bit, I mean, you have to waste a little bit when you're crafting, but now look at that. Isn't that so cute? Oh my gosh. And then when I sew it all the way around, like, oh, it's gonna be so stinking cute, guys. It's gonna be way too much cuteness to handle. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to, after I cut the fabric, to hold it and see if it'll fit. It's a little long, even though I measured. It's weird. Look how long that is, even though I measured it. But it's so cute the way it is. I don't want to cut it, so... figure out, because this way is too short. Maybe I'll just do it like this time, except I might turn it this way and just make it like a pocket tuck instead of a belly band right there. It's like a longer one. Maybe I'll do that. That was my mistake, guys. See, like, I don't do things perfect at all. So if you mess up or do things wrong, like, you can always fix it or use it somewhere else in the journal or in a different way than you were going to. Like, that's perfectly okay in my book. Like, things don't have to be perfect all the time. Okay, so the other one's going to be a top corner one. I'm going to use this one too, but not right there. Let's see. And I just used fabric, so I'm going to wait a little bit before I use more fabric. Maybe I'll use a plaid one because it's on Santa. Ooh, let's use this one that's got the blue in the plaid because there's a lot of blue on that page with the vintage Santa. Yeah, it's like this print. But it'll look so cute. And that's one reason why I put that on there, because so cute. Okay. that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use that. Okay, and I've got my bone folder, because these thicker scrapbook papers to fold, as well as you need to in flush, like, you kind of need the bone folder. Okay. And now I think I might just let it open up like that, because even though that prints on that page, it would be cute. So, and I purposely got another distress ink. I got the black soot, because I thought, how perfect for the Santa kind of pages. Like, he's been, you know, going in the chimneys and getting black soot everywhere, even all over the junk journal. Like, I thought that would be just adorable. I'm going to set that over there so it doesn't keep sliding. And then when I use some black, like, this one just doesn't want to, there it goes. And then on this one, I'll definitely use the black thread, and that'll add to that look as well. Some of the stuff I'm going to sew is definitely going to be with white thread, and some of it is going to be with black. Most of the time I use black thread to sew because it appears better. But I'm not opposed to, and I even got red thread. So I'm going to be using white, red, black thread throughout. So then after I'm done with all this parts and I decide, and I'm going to go sew, like, I need to decide. I might even use the paper clips to help me. Like, the ones I want to use red thread, use my red paper clips, and the ones that white thread, use the white paper clips. And I don't have any black paper clips, but I could use even just the green ones for the black thread. Like, I should do that. That way I don't have to think when I'm sewing. I can load one color and grab just all those paper clips and sew those ones, and then load a new color and then sew just those paper clips. That way it's faster and easier and less work. And oh my gosh, that touch of black is so cute. It definitely looks like black soot. And I think I might go back on the ones I did in my last video. I might do that one off camera, but go back to all the Santa anything themed ones and use this black soot to distress, because oh my gosh, it's, I think, perfect for the Santa themes. Like, he's getting black soot everywhere from going down the chimneys. Like, so perfect, right? Comment down below if you think that's like a great idea, because I came up with that the other, like, after it just popped my head when I was filming, actually, my last video. But I didn't say anything because I had to, like, keep thinking through, is that what I really want to do, kind of a thing. And oh yeah, no, it definitely is what I want to do. Okay, this one's gonna be vertical, and I like this design, but because of that, I want to try to go with something maybe more simple. Like, plaid could even be too much, like, I mean, that could work, maybe. I can hold that as an idea, as a maybe. See, I also could do Santa. Well, that's Santa too. It's just different Santa. I'll have to decide, I guess, which Santa I want to do. I could also do music, maybe. Except that's upside down. The right way. I mean, that could work, maybe. There's also stockings. That could work. That's super cute, too. Like all the stockings were hanging in a row type thing. I think I might like that the best, actually. I was also thinking, like, I could use one of these that has the cookies. But I think my favorite is that stocking one. Which I like the Santa ones a lot, but I really like that stocking. Like all the stockings are hanging in a row. Like, I like that. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to start here, go up. Like I said, this is usually how I measure. See, that's cute. And I'll probably distress that. And sometimes on the paper, I also like to add ribbon or lace or something. Now, it cuts too much of it off, so I think I'm just going to do just the plain traditional. And this I might do black. I think I'm going to do the black soot as well because they're hanging by the fireplace, so I'm sure they get some soot on them as well. And I slide down that way because there's a lot of white and that blocks it out. And then I go like this because then I like it showing on this part too. So I find when I use that technique, like it gets all the white out and it gets on the paper the way I want it. See, it's a lot of white, and by sliding it, now that white's gone. And then going on like that, it gets it on the paper to show up. So, and it's not like a lot of black soot, but it's there and I like it. So. So yeah, after I'm done with this, I'll definitely have to go through and change all the paper clips so I know what thread to use on what ones, you know? Did I miss something? Oh, I have that one. Like, did I miss a paper clip? No, but this one shouldn't be, should be like another corner one. It should be a bottom corner one. Yeah, I think I'll just use that. Where did my, oh, there it is. It's like, right. It's like, where did this go? Because this with the peppermint, like, be cute. I think I'll definitely do that. I'm going to use the vintage photo distress ink on this one though. And yes, I do go through and distress everything, like all my ephemera, all my tuck places and belly bands. And sometimes, yeah, it does get covered up by accident and then you can't see it, but I also find that by not doing it, sometimes when I don't think I need to, and I've looked back later, I'm like, oh, I should have done that. Like, it just doesn't look as finished sometimes, so I still do it sometimes just to really make sure. And I'm going to do a little bit thicker on this one because I want it a little bit thicker because I'm going to put the ribbon on. And I want it to show even with the ribbon on. Okay. Okay. Fell. Okay. I'm going to stick this on my other ribbon so I don't lose it. Okay. This has just been oozing a little bit. Which most of the time, this bottle doesn't. I've had plenty that have done that. But this bottle actually hasn't been much of an oozer. But this, today, it is. So just getting more off and using a scrap piece of fabric to do that. Okay. And some people lightly dab their projects like that. I do to initially get it on, but then I don't. I find I like to then really push it down. And I find that when I do that, it actually makes it adhere that much easier. I just do that to get it laid where I want it, and then I like really push it down and hold it at one end and then the other, and I just keep going back and forth. And I do that because then it really sticks down and adheres to it, I find. And some surfaces you don't really need to do that because it'll just naturally really adhere down to. But then other ones, like this one, it is glossy, so it has a harder time adhering to it, even with the glue. So I find really pushing it down like that and taking the time to really keep pushing it until I can feel that it's stuck pretty good is a step that's worth taking, rather than have to go back and glue everything. It's just a step that saves you time in the long run, you know, to really have to glue things because they didn't properly glue down, because you didn't take the time when you were gluing it to, one, use plenty of glue. Don't be stingy, especially when it's like a glassy surface like that. Use plenty of glue and really firmly press it down. And then I find it works, and then I don't have to worry about it later at all. Like, it just turns out great. So oops, that one went flying. Okay. All these little ribbon areas. And scooch it over to the side, and I'll throw it in the garbage later. There, that's super cute. And I can feel it's really stuck down on there, so that simple step really does wonders for sure. It's cute. I don't know, it could be too much plaid maybe, but I don't know. I like it. I like it. It's fine. Okay. Another one of these. Okay, I think I'm just gonna be looking for music paper. Yeah, because I think that's what I want to do next, because I haven't used it as much as I would probably like to, so. Ooh, and I like this one. It says Christmas chimes. So I definitely would like to use that. Maybe. Use it. You know, if I do it like that, probably not. So I'm going to do it like this so I can guarantee I have it. Because I want that wording on there. And sometimes the scrap papers, after cutting stuff off the signatures, get a little wonky. So I was just trimming that up and now it's good. So it's just one little spot. Okay. And this one, just use vintage photo. Excuse me. And then on the inside where there's Santa, I'm going to use the black ink. So yeah, off camera, I'm definitely going to go back through the first half and find all the Santa, everything, and distress it with the black soot distress ink. And then I'm also going to change the paper clips into a coating system so I know what color threads I want to use on what things. So, and I'll definitely do that even for my ephemera that I'll be making, like, for sure. Everything will have a code on this junk journal. Or other junk journals have so much, but this one, yeah. The wrapping papers. Oh no! I lost the glue. Okay. Jeez, okay. Let it go down. Just let it go down. Okay. It's coming off a little bit. And I do like to use, whoa, a lot more than I thought it was. And I like to use this glue for these things better. It just less wrinkles. It just works really well. So, and I like to use every bit of it because it's pricier than a normal glue stick, you know. So, and in my last video, I don't know if you guys saw, but I did link in the description some of the products I talked about that I got off of Amazon, or like the glues and stuff. So yeah. I was thinking I was going to do fabric in, but the next fabric I want to use this, and it's cookies, that's too many cookies. So I got to do something else. Use this plaid, or we could use this plaid. Which I like that because of the red, but I don't know. Just did music, so don't do that. We could do Santa, like Santa and his cookies. Or we could do that Santa. It's a different blue-green. Where'd it go? Maybe I'll do this one because I like the blue-green. And I did cut a little bit more off than, oh no I didn't, a little bit, but I can just cover that with ribbon and you won't even tell. And it's cut a little crooked, but again, the ribbon actually probably fixed that, but I just straightened it, so it's good. But I did cut slightly more off than I need, so if I just put even just ribbon just on that end, or lace or something, it would be fine. So maybe I'll use this ribbon because I haven't used it a lot and it's super cute. All right, use some of this black soot ink. And you might think, why is she keeping the lids on? Just because I don't want them to dry out. It's not like this distress ink is cheap, you know. Even though this wasn't expensive, I got it off of Amazon and it was just the little pack, 4-pack, but and I had black soot, I had vintage photo, I had like walnut stain, and like another, it's like a creamy one, like a lighter one, but cream lace or something like that. Yes, I really like doing this black soot for the Santa. Definitely a good idea in my opinion. But yeah, and like on his edges, like, ooh. Yeah, definitely makes them, because they already kind of did that anyway a little bit, but that really makes him look like he's just been working hard. Going down the chimneys all day, all night, and he's just covered in soot. So I imagine you would be. Okay. Jeez. It's like leaking through the ribbon a little bit, so it keeps sticking to me. And this, because of it's wrapping paper, like it's glossier too, like wrapping paper is. And okay, I've heard that there is some matte wrapping paper, but most wrapping paper where I live I haven't seen any matte actually wrapping paper. I've only seen glossy. So I live somewhere where it's not rural, but like there's plenty of people, because I live in a college town. There aren't tons of locals, but there are lots of people because the college keeps growing and expanding. It's actually a university now. It started out as a small college and then turned into a 4-year university, and after that it just boomed, and now it's like they're adding more and more students every year all the time, and so there's tons of like buildings going up and apartments, and yeah, which isn't a bad thing, but and yeah, you might look at this and be like, oh, she needs to add more room. If I do, it'll like cover the Santa, and I don't want to. But when I sew it, the look will come together. Like, I've had to learn that to restrain myself just slightly, because the look will come together after I sew it. And if after I sew it, the look is still not quite there, I can always make a new one or redo it somehow or add something else to it. Like, I've just learned, like, don't be too, like, it has to be perfect, you know, kind of a thing. So, because it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so this is a white paper. So I definitely need something. Let's do this on this one. Okay, but when I do that, I like to then get some of this book paper, mostly to use as a template at this point, so I don't waste any fabric cutting, you know, more than I need, or not enough and then have to cut more. Like, I don't want to waste fabric, because even though I've got plenty more than I need for this project, if I don't waste it, then I can use it on another project. So I like that. Okay. And this doesn't have to be perfect when I use paper. I like to definitely make sure I've got plenty of writing to see, but I'm going to cover it with fabric, so that doesn't matter this time. Okay, and I might let it open because there's plenty of that, so I'm going to distress it. Mostly on the inside. I'm not going to worry about distressing it like the back where I'm going to glue it, or the front because I'm going to cover it with fabric. I'm just doing this to get the sides and the inside of the sides as well. And I could cover this in like some sort of Christmas, because I got lots of scrap paper, ribbons, I've got wrapping paper, I've got so many things I could like cover the inside of this with to have an image, but I kind of like just the plain book, old vintage book paper. Because my journal definitely has a lot of images in it, which I love, but it's nice to have something a little more plain too. So, okay, so now I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to cover it in glue. No. I was going to say cover it in glue first and then cut it. No. I mean, yeah, but no. Like, that way I can get it exactly, but I'm at least going to somewhat measure before I do that. So it's easier then to glue it down on it and then go through and cut it, you know? Ooh, this will be pretty easy too. You can just like this. Okay, and then if it's not exactly perfect, I can fix it after I glue it. So by doing that, it makes it, look how much easier that was to like cut that because you have the template, but it also gives it more something where it's not just fabric, which I've done just fabric, but I find the paper and the fabric together giving it more oomph, so it's not as flimsy, especially if you use like scrapbook paper or something that's not flimsy. This is a lot more flimsy because it's old paper, but I mean, it's beautiful paper, so. And it's not like they have to be super heavy duty like everything does, you know. Some of the things I make heavy duty because I know what I'm going to want to tuck into it. And then I do it on purpose as more heavy duty. But, if I'm not like planning on doing anything like really, oops, pulling that too tight, really heavy duty, then it doesn't have to be. Like paper is pretty lightweight for the most part. And if you find you're going to tuck something in there that's too heavy duty, don't. Just do something else that's a little less heavy duty, and then for the ones that can't handle the heavy duty ephemera. But actually most of my ephemera is really delicate and light, so for me having a lighter tuck spot is okay. You see? And then I just, that doesn't really need trimmed much, maybe a little bit right there. See, by doing that, you waste a lot less fabric. See, you only have to trim just slightly amount so it fits perfectly. And there's, oh, I was going to say there's part of me that wants to cover it in ribbon, but no, I'm going to just sew it. But no, I think at least this part, I'm going to use some gold ribbon because remember I said this fabric is gorgeous with gold ribbon, and it is, so I'm going to. But I'm not going to cover all this because I actually like this unfinished fringe that it's on fabric. Like, I think it's so pretty. It adds so much, like, character. So, I think I'm going to leave that to see it. So, and some of the glue dried a little bit before I got the fabric on. So, like, the corners are a little... But that's okay because I'm going to sew, remember, everything. So it doesn't matter if it's all perfectly glued down. Sometimes I still go over if it's coming up enough, but otherwise I'm like, nah, because I'm just going to go through and sew it. So what's the point, you know? And I love that I figured out this trick for me. It works after you glue something, turn it upside down, because then you can see where you need to cut exactly. See, look how, oh my gosh, look at that. It's just, it's everything. All right. Oh, look at that, guys. That's just everything. Okay. I gotta see how many more I have left. Let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left. So these last 4, I might do it off camera just because this video is almost an hour long, just like the last one. I'm always shocked and amazed because I'm like, how does the time go by so fast? Because I have so much fun doing this and like talking to everybody that I just, yeah. I just lose track. And every time I look up at the camera, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been that long? Are you sure? But I mean, I also have other things I gotta get doing today, so I'll probably clean up most of this and do the last 4 off camera. And like I said, do the paper clips so I know what thread I'm going to use, and go back to the other ones I did in yesterday's video and just recheck all this Santa stuff to stress it with the black soot. But I'll probably do that tonight after my kids are in bed, because I gotta worry about dinner, and I got do some more Christmas baking for Christmas. I only have 2 more things to make actually for Christmas. I'm making cheesecake brownies I make every year, and a white chocolate peppermint cheesecake, and it's a baked cheesecake. I'm like really good at making cheesecakes. And yesterday with my kids, they helped me make like peppermint pretzel treats. They helped me make fudge. They helped me make like a no-bake peanut butter cheesecake, but it's a gluten-free one for my daughter who can't have gluten. And I made pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. Yeah. And then Christmas Eve, I gotta get cranberries crushed up with sugar for a cranberry salad I make, because we're going to families and they're making Christmas dinner, so I'm bringing Snicker salad and cranberry salad to add to that, as well as like the cheesecake and stuff to share with everybody. And then I also, for Christmas morning, make cinnamon rolls. So Christmas Eve I make them, and then Christmas morning they rise and bake while we're opening everything. And I have the frosting done and everything, so I just, Christmas morning I don't have to do any baking, actually, like any work. And Christmas Eve I also got to make gluten-free pumpkin chocolate chip bread for my youngest, so she has something Christmas morning to eat as well that's special. But yeah, so that's kind of stuff I gotta go do today. Last minute finish up for Christmas, so it was fun doing more junk journaling with you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. Hit like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment, and talk to you guys later. Bye guys.